Hola de nuevo y bienvenidos al canal. Bueno, como veis, esta es una sección que es totalmente improvisada, pero la idea ha surgido de la colaboración que he hecho con Milena Maric, que es de Bela Vez Glutenka en Instagram. De hecho, os invito a visitar su perfil porque es una chica que está dedicando muchísimo tiempo y esfuerzo en mejorar la situación de los celíacos en Serbia. Y bueno, hicimos una colaboración que tuvo lugar en Belgrado durante un fin de semana y luego en Barcelona, que los episodios los podéis ver en nuestro perfil de Instagram. Y bueno, el último episodio de Serbia fue, digamos, una charla en la que hacíamos los dos una reflexión de lo que es ser celíaco, que tus amigos te apoyen, cómo es ir a restaurantes, cómo nos gustaría también que los restaurantes vieran la celiaquía, etc. Y todo este contenido pues ha dado lugar a esta idea de Chatting with Celiacs, que es una lista de reproducción que encontraréis en mi canal, en la que veréis conversaciones que voy a ir teniendo con Milena, tanto en Belgrado como en Barcelona, que la publicaremos pronto, y también con otras personas celíacas que vaya conociendo en mis viajes y en parte del proyecto que estoy preparando y que espero lanzar muy pronto. No me enrollo más y os dejo el vídeo porque creo que es un primer vídeo de esta sección que es muy interesante. ¡Vamos!
Hello guys, I think the time has come to summarize Santi's impressions about Serbia. So, what are your impressions about Serbia, my friends, your experience over here, this 1 day and a half of crazy days?
Well, I have to say that it has been a really intense weekend. I have had a lot of fun. And I would say that the fact that your friends were so comprehensive with my allergies, your celiac condition and so on tells a lot of how much time you have spent with them, also explaining and sharing, which is, I think, really, really important as a celiac to explain, because if not, I don't think we will ever reach the level of celiac disease awareness that we would like to have anywhere in the world. Yeah.
And have they been comprehensive about your, have they shown an interest for your other allergies? Because people don't know, but you're allergic to fish, to lactose, and the profilin.
Yeah, the profilin.
What is the profilin? Explain that.
Basically, the profilin is a protein that is in the skin of raw vegetables and fruits that it breaks when they are cooked, so I can eat them cooked. But yeah, I mean, it was, I felt really safe and really comfortable because, of course, you explain them everything beforehand. And I think they are used to be careful when they go out with you or they are eating with you in order to avoid cross-contamination. And here we only added some other allergens to avoid the cross-contamination. So they were asking, they were interested on how I do it when I travel, how I do it at home, and also they were even pointing me some dishes that they liked from that big meal we had yesterday. And yeah, I mean, it was very easy to talk with them and also to say no, because we as celiac or having other allergies, we have to be capable and feel comfortable with saying no. I mean, at the end, it's not an offense. It's us who will feel bad. So we need to be open and talkative and explaining everything.
Yeah, that's another thing I'm talking about on my profile about an open communication. How much important it is to be open when it comes to the celiac disease. Do you think that being demanding is must when it comes to celiac, or should we be more shy and like?
No, I think that
go with the flow.
When we go out, we have to interact with people that are maybe not aware of what's happening to us when we eat gluten. So we need to be open. I think we need to be demanding, but in a polite way, of course, and being very patient, because sometimes explaining, for us, is explaining always the same song.
Always on and on, one.
But at the end, by repeating, by explaining, by sharing, it's the only way that we can, let's say, make them aware or make them take conscience of what is really happening to us. I have been in some restaurants that even the waiter told me, if there is a bit of gluten, for sure it's not that bad. Here there are two options. You get angry and leave, you leave without getting angry, or you stay and explain. And if you don't feel comfortable, then you can leave. Because at the end, we will be... Oh, sorry,
that was a vending machine for water.
But it's this, I mean, being open, but insisting. At the end, it's a matter of telling, explaining, being patient, and finding different ways to share the consequences and also how these things needs to be prepared.
So being a celiac can be sometimes challenging, but when you have a proper support from your friends, then it's much more easier than you live just a normal, regular life. So when it comes to my friends, it's completely normal when we go out somewhere that I'm the one picking the restaurant because I have, of course, limits in my diet. I told you that there are no gluten-free options when speaking about restaurants here in Serbia. But also, I think that we have a great number of celiacs here in Serbia. So, what do you think? Why is it so important for us to have gluten-free options in restaurants?
Yeah, I think that you said something that is key now. That it's that you choose. My friends, they are very supportive, but they and I myself, we take it on a funny way. They make a lot of jokes about how I can die in a restaurant, or how they can kill
Mine
me.
also.
Yeah. So this helps also lowering the pressure on finding a safe place, right? So what you said is key, because at the end, they call me Rarito, okay? The guy with problems, okay? But this gives me an advantage that I can choose where to go. And this could be seen as restaurants as a business opportunity, because if they do things well, like for example, we've been in Maja restaurant that the menu they have is amazing. They also have a lactose-free section.
And what was the meal you liked? Did you remember the word?
Yeah. Upsitsi.
Uštipci.
Uštipci, yeah.
Sorry,
but I could describe it perfectly. No. But no problem. So restaurants like Masha, that they see it as a way of growing. Actually, they are 100% gluten-free.
Yes.
But they should see it as a business opportunity, because if we take the example of yesterday night as a general example, that I think here in Serbia could be valid. You go out a lot with a lot of people and you choose. If they are capable to serve you gluten-free food and safe with no cross-contamination, they will first create loyalty, because when we find a good restaurant, we tend to repeat. We've been in Maja restaurant like 2 or 3 times this weekend, and it brings them more customers. So the little, I think it's little effort.
The little effort brings them loyal customers,
exactly. And
plus
more people.
New customers.
11 people in a restaurant is a good ticket.
Yes.
So this is only a small effort that, if they do it well, bring a lot more benefit. Reputation. As a tourist, I mean, I've been here 5 times working, and I can tell you that going out is not easy when you are visiting companies, because you don't go to touristic places, or you don't go to the central part of the cities where the most restaurants are. You go outside. And in my website, I have these celiac travel cards where I explain the celiac disease and how I would need food to be prepared for me. And I show it in the language of the country I'm visiting, and this makes my life easier. But still, what happens in the kitchen, I don't know. I have to trust them. Yes. And if they are not trained, this can be a problem, because it drains my health. So I think being gluten-free, it's not only a trend for restaurant, it's a serious thing, but that can bring a lot of positive things for them too.
And business opportunities,
exactly.
Of course. What are your impressions about Serbian people, culture? What are your thoughts about hanging out with us last night?
Okay, I want to repeat. These are my thoughts. I mean, I had so much fun. The food was great. the big thing. I mean, come on. That's something I never saw in Spain, not in the house. And Cafana, first the more formal one, and then the Turbo Cabana was crazy. I had so much fun that I want to repeat, but I think now we should do a next step in a different place.
Oh, I think it's time to announce. So, we had episodes, this is the last episode from Serbia, and I think it's about time for Santi to explain what is the part 2.
Okay, so next part is in a very well-known city, very loved city, and it's Barcelona. Yes, they are coming next Friday for Barcelona to continue with our episodes there. The mood of Barcelona gluten-free lifestyle will be very much different, will be much less in-house and much more tourist and restaurant style life, let's say, but I'm sure we will rock it. Yeah.
So I don't know how to end this, but follow for more and stay tuned for more.
That's it.